I played about 8 hours of what is inarguably the best design game of 2024. And for those of you that did not click the thumbnail, the game I'm talking about is Astro Bot. Hello everybody, welcome to the Leering Locust, where we talk about what's hot and what's not in the world of gaming. Before we start off with the video, be sure to hit me with a like, subscribe, and ring on that bell for notifications. It helps very much. Now, this is a fairly new channel, so those that are unfamiliar with me, kids games aren't exactly my cup of tea. As a child, I was a fan of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 upon release, and I remember playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on its release in 2019. Whilst in the Winnie the Pooh world, I remember thinking to myself, what am I, person in his 30s, playing a game with Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy doing with my life? Grown men should not be playing this. I then closed out my game, deleted it from my hard drive, never to play it again. And chances are, I will never play a Kingdom Hearts game ever again. Honestly, the only thing that could bribe me back into the series is the idea of maybe having Zell smash that frozen bitch's face in. I'm sorry, Racer X. Gen Z Disney needs a chin check. Sorry, not sorry. If you feel as though that I'm being a testosterone-fueled douche, leave your thoughts in the comments. All that to say, I'm not into kids games. But this Astro Bot game, I can't even say it's my game of the year. But like my actual game of the year, there is something objectively special about this game. But what makes this game so unbelievably good? Now honestly, had I not started this channel with my role being that of a quasi-journalist, I probably would have not have even touched this game. But after seeing the reviews and the hype surrounding the game, I felt obligated to drop my money on it. And while I was initially apprehensive, slowly but surely, I found myself drawn in by the game's charm. I guess the first thing to consider is that Astro Bot was initially made as a tech demo to show off the prowess of the PlayStation 5 and its DualSense controller. It was adored by many to the point that execs at PlayStation under the radar decided to greenlight it into a full-blown game. Me myself, I never played the demo, but I know some gaming normies that did, and they all seem to like it. So, what makes Astro Bot so special? Honestly, I think even though it could be described as a typical platformer, the game is a paradox. The reason why I mention this game's origins as a demo is because from a functional standpoint, the game feels like a very refined demo, but somehow in the process feels like an incredibly complete and polished game. The game knows exactly what it is and just trims all the fat and streamlines all the best parts of it. Arrowhead Studios, who put out what is so far my game of the year, go by the motto, a game for everyone is a game for no one, which to be honest, I'm going to have to agree with. But it's so strange, because Astro Bot seems to be the exception to the rule. Astro Bot is not a game made for me. It doesn't even attempt to hit the targets I usually go for in video games. High skill ceiling in terms of gameplay? Nope. Compelling story? Nope. Puzzles? Check. Incredibly childlike and light atmosphere? Check. Gratuitous violence? Nope. Challenging? Not exactly, or at least yet. But why does the gameplay feel so incredibly satisfying to play? Well, I think it's simple. The game just knows exactly what it is. A game for everyone. So, I'm going to start off with a minor criticism of the game. Everyone was always talking about how amazing the music was in this game, and where there are some really good tracks, and none of the tracks are exactly like in the game High on Life, I found them to be forgettable and sometimes even soulless. Like there's one track where you can tell the music director just found some rando and was just like, just do a freestyle about positivity, we'll fix it in post. And as someone who cares a lot about music and games, it was stuff like this that kind of made me roll my eyes. It's almost like with some of the tracks, they asked an AI music generator for a prompt for some cutesy platformer, refined it a little bit, and then just plopped it out. I don't know, I guess I'm in disagreement with a majority on this one, but that's not to say that the tracks aren't exactly good tracks, I just can't exactly define them as memorable. So, now that we've got the negative criticism out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. I noticed while playing the game that everything, even the minute vibrations on the controller, are designed for wholesome satisfaction. Honestly, my only complaint is sometimes the use of the motion sensor for the DualSense doesn't exactly allow you to sink into the opium pit of laziness if you just want to relax. But I noticed that occasionally swinging my controller around would actually activate some of the micro muscles in my body, which would be pretty cool if I just didn't do weighted jump rope before I, played. Do you like the idea of motion sensors being an integral part of a video game, or do you just want to just chill and play? Leave it down in the comments. Here's the thing. The game is just so satisfying to play. I tell myself I'm going to play this for an hour, and then upon getting excited for rescuing some of my favorite PlayStation characters, I find myself looking at the clock and it's way past my bedtime, and I tell myself, okay, just Just one more world. Now, I've got to say, while spending a few hours with this game, I thought to myself, if I had kids, this is the kind of game I would want them to play in their formative years. Why, you may ask? For one, it's the format of the puzzles. One of the main reasons why I'm not a big fan of puzzles in video games is that I feel as though that they can really break the momentum of the game. You know, sometimes I just want to be mindless and play a shooter and shoot things. But the puzzles in this game aren't exactly complicated, nor are they tedious. But they're simultaneously incredibly creative in the scenarios that the puzzles provide. Whether it's the use of technology baked into the game, utilizing the DualSense, or clues provided in the environment around you, often, rather than finding myself frustrated, I find myself in awe in how this concept was even conceived in the first place. I tend to marvel at how we as human beings take these very simple concepts and make them needlessly complicated. I'm a big believer in that your subconscious dictates the reality you render around you. I would love to give this game to children in their formative years in order to streamline their impressionable Play-Doh brains for approaching problems with a simple approach and on a subconscious level, teaching them that life is not always as complicated as you think. But also, fairly often, you have all the resources you need for success and problem solving at your disposal. All it takes is a quick observation of your stock. What also makes Astro Bot so fun is that it's the perfect level of challenging. The main scenarios are mostly built for kids, but you also have the optional levels that will challenge your reflexes and spatial awareness. I'm telling you, if you really want help forging the neurological pathways in your kids' brains, this game is it, man. And beyond that, there's no other way to describe the game other than it having an incredibly positive vibe. There is no hint of cynicism to be found anywhere in the game. Wholesome games for everyone that are absolute quality are a rarity in this day and age. Everything this game does right seems to be deliberate, even down to the trophy hunting, which for a lot of games, if not most games, seems to be an afterthought, sending people on wild, tedious, and time-consuming goose hunts or having them do redundant farming. Now, it's gone to the point where I'm planning on making this my September trophy hunt in my 12 months, 12 platinum trophies challenge. We're right on schedule for that. A link to my Twitch collections to find other games I've done this year in the description. So yeah, those are my initial impressions with Astro Bot. What do you guys think? Have you played it yet? Is it the game of the year? Are you more interested in this game after watching this video? Do you think I'm Delulu? Leave it down in the comments for me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notifications for more content. Catch you next time. Bye bye.